Salam salam, dakika Lemba House of Israel. Sinai Elat. I would like to continue with the narrative of our Tariq, which is our history, and also wish to clear some four misconceptions in this manner. Number one, you may have been told that the priesthood or Kahanate in Israel is inherited. For instance, from the Levites or Lewi, or from Aaron and his sons. In a forged ancient Israel history, this is not true custom of ancient Israel or Lemba House of Israel. Priesthood is a training program. One is not born in it. Anyone from 12 tribe of Lemba can be a Kahen or a priest, entirely dependent on their being trained for it. A trainee or a Kahen or a priest is called Deptera in Ge'ez language, Lemba language. Dakike la Lemba, which means children of Lemba, or Dakike la Kahen, which means children of priests, may be inspired or motivated by the priest works of their priest fathers, making them to desire to be trained as Kahanet or priest as well. This quality of work and training of one, there is no mention of birth or inheritance. These are the misconceptions of our Lemba Tarik. I hope this point is clear to all the Kike La Lemba. Let's move on to point number 2. The submission by Tudor Potif, a British author or a British colonialist, and others who distorted our history. He said that Lemba clan of King Buba showed a Cohen Modalo haplotype DNA found in Jewish priests is all a fabrication or fables. Institutions like Jewish movement cannot possess DNA. DNA only comes from individual living entities, not their clubs, society, movements, or political organizations. Why I'm saying this? It is because Tudor Potif and others are part of political organization, not a nation or a tribe of Lemba people. Point number 3. The Lemba House of Israel people or herself homeland was Sena in Greater Yemen, not a place inside or in the vicinity of what is called modern Israel today. Our king Buba of the Lemba led the Lembas to original homeland in Sena, Greater Yemen. As I've mentioned in our previous video, because he, Buba, son of Saba, and the company were a part of estranged Israelites that rebelled against Moses at the time when some Israelites put together their gold and silver to form a molten calf idol, which they worship in the absence of Moses or Moses. So Moses here it's a Kie's name, but Moses is in English. These people were rebellious, separated themselves from mainstream Israel, and settled in an arid and dry infertile land called Yebus. Arid is part of Yemen and Jordan's or Jordan. Jordan is not a river at all, but an escarpment in some part of Yemen. This information is confirmed by our Tezesa Sambat, our Mechafe Quidus, our Holy Scripture. I hope it's clear, this point is clear. However, King Buba, son of Saba, who is our ancestor, led the estranged Israelites back to their homeland in Sena, Greater Yemen. There is no one oral traditional of Lemba mentioning their origin from a homeland called Israel, as we know modern state of Israel today. Their homeland was never called Israel at all, even though one of their heroes or of our heroes was called Ezra or Israel, where modern Israel stands today. It has nothing to do with Yemen or Assyria, their true homeland. They are Basena, Basaba, Balemba, not the Ashkenazi, who later renamed themselves Jews. Let's also clear the misconception. This is a last point that I want also to clarify. It's point number 4. Circumcision. Circumcision in Lemba tradition or customs. Circumcision of a male is an action of breaking the male virginity so that they marry and bring forth offspring. It should be done only to a boy who is 17 years old or a bit less, as they are sexually active and about to marry. So it is not done to a newborn baby. The age of 17 is an age of marriage in the house of Israel or Israel. In the old tradition of House of Israel, all marriages were arranged by the parent, not by the couple that needed to get married. The blood is shed during circumcision, and this blood is a covenant of blood, kiden or them. This is a curious word. This is the etymology of the name Adam, where it derives from. The woman also sheds this blood at the time she loses her virginity during intercourse with a man for the first time. It is a blood covenant all about bringing forth offspring. Therefore, circumcision must not be done to infants. Infants as babies cannot make other babies. The circumcising of infants is not a house of Israel custom, and it doesn't make sense at all. I would like to say to all the Kike Lemba, Tayada, Tayada, which means be it known. Yet Barek kwelu dakike Lemba Mengesha, Salam Leli Kulukum.